I just built a new ant recording studio. It's a very simple studio with a lot of white paper, but it allows me to feed the ants some cool blue sugar and watch them all up close as they discover the sugar. And here we have the first ant. This is a Campanodus nicobarensis worker, also known as a carpenter ant. Now you may see that all of these carpenter ants shown in this video are sadly infected by mites, and I am working on getting rid of the mites, and yeah. What I want to show today is just how these ants work as they're drinking this blue sugar. Now what you can see is her gaster, also known as her butt, is slowly filling up and turning blue. Now what really amazes me doing these clips is how fast it goes. This is not time-lapsed or anything. In a span of only a few minutes, these workers' gasters grow into enormous butts. And if we just speed 1 minute ahead, this worker is almost done feasting, and look how beautiful her butt have become before she rips off and goes on with her day before she realizes she can get a little bit more, even though her gaster is already very full. It does take a little bit before she finally stops and she goes out to clean, and yeah, she's now a full worker and she's ready to spread the news of food to all her colony members as soon as she knows where she is. But before she finds out where she is, well, she can get a little bit more, because you don't want to miss an opportunity to taste this sugar. And saying that, what am I feeding them? Well, I'm feeding them sugar snaps from an ant company known as Antics. There'll be a link in the description. With the first worker done, I decided to put in the second worker, and look how different this worker is. Of course, I'm going in the outworld and grabbing these workers, and as you can see with her shaking gaster, she is in alert mode. Now what I couldn't see initially when I recorded was I thought she was standing above the food. I didn't think she was actually drinking from the sugar, but as time goes on, her gaster slowly changes color. But what she's doing with her gaster right now is shaking and causing vibrations. Now as you can see, another minute later, it's starting to turn blue, and slowly it now becomes blue, but it's also a lot more relaxed as she's realized she's not in danger. She's maybe in heaven because there's a lot of sugar. And I just love watching these ants, and look at the antennae. Now the ants smell with their antennae to smell pheromones and different, well, smells. And you can just see how they constantly work up and down. They're just moving 24/7 to see if there's anything happening that she's missing. But she's all in this sugar and she's drinking it while she can. I'm just very impressed that these workers are grabbed out of the outworld and just grabbed by a stranger and put next to the sugar, and they straight away go over and drink it. I was expecting to do some kind of calming them down, but no, they were just going over and drinking from the sugar straight away. And you can see how eager they are to go down and drink. I haven't even let go of her and she just wants to drink. Now this is very different if we take a major. You see, the major just ran away, and grabbing the major and trying to do it again. No. The majors were not at all interested. I had to just put them directly in front of the sugar, and no, they just didn't want to do it. And this is very fascinating to me, because the major's main job is not to go out and hunt for sugars. Their main job is to work as a mini fridge. They have a gaster that can expand to incredible size, and that's just where they store the food. And what I could confirm over these few recordings was the 3 different majors I put in, none of them were having any of the sugar. They just wanted to get out and wanted to go to war with whoever had just picked them up. Now, I do find this very fascinating, and just looking at this major, it's a very weird behavior. And what I noticed while recording is, look what she does. She goes straight down to clean her gaster. Now, as I said in the beginning, these girls do sadly have mites, and the mites are mainly located on the gasters, and I'm just scared that the mites may be itchy or something, because it seems very clear that this worker is noticing that there's mites on her. But if we just add a normal worker and a non-major, you can just see how eager they are. Her legs is still stuck on the container I brought her in, and she just wants the sugar. The same with another worker. I mean, she's still standing in the container, but no, she just wants the sugar. Compared to the majors, it's very fascinating to see how these workers work very different. She's still stuck to the container, and I had to pull her away to give her a second chance. And firstly, now I actually got the container away, and she didn't mind it at all. She just wanted to go in and get the sugar. Now, I know a lot of you will just want to see a full clip of the gaster expanding, so here you go. This is a 2-minute recording sped up to around 30 seconds, and you can just see how fast her gaster expands and turns into this truly beautiful color. And yeah, although this has been a little test, I've just been so impressed for the clips I've been able to get. And also this clip, sadly there's a mite sitting on her eye. Yeah, terrible look. But I've also just been amazed for how beautiful these workers are. You never get to see the beauty of these ants when they're just on a black background, but when you get them out and put them on this white paper and just put a bright light on her, you can really see the beauties that these carpenter ants carry. And with that being said, as this worker is trying to escape, I have to put her back into her nest, and that has been a little tour of my new macro photography setup. Thanks for watching.